for Whitman and Francis of Assisi, who already wrote this poem, for the fact that the poem is inexhaustible. Welcome back to Catholic Wisdom, where the wisdom is not mine, but the one of the Christian tradition. How many times a day do you say a very sincere and very heartfelt, "Thank you, God"? I don't do it enough, I know that, although I'm working on it. Today, I'm very excited because I'm going to present you 3 short poems on gratitude. I'll read them in chronological order, from the oldest one to the most recent, the most ancient to the most recent one. And coincidentally, the most recent one references specifically and explicitly the first 2. So, let's jump into it. When it comes to thanking God, Saint Ignatius is the first Catholic saint that comes to my mind. He's truly one of the greatest masters of the spiritual life. He recommends that we end each day with a prayer of thanksgiving to God in gratitude for the gifts and the graces that we have received from God throughout the day. Usually, this is included in the first 2 steps of the examen, which is the daily Ignatian prayer. And here are these 2 steps. Number 1, close your eyes and become aware of the love with which God is looking upon you. Do this for a minute or a couple of minutes to place yourself in the presence of God. Number 2, in your mind and in your heart, review your day and note the gifts and graces that God has given you and give profound thanks to God for them. This is one of the secrets of the spiritual life that also is one of the laws of happiness. The more we cultivate gratitude and thanksgiving, the more open our hearts are to God's action in us, so that we can receive life from God and really be transformed. And this transformation, by the way, and I'm 100% speaking from my experience, is something concrete and tangible. This simple prayer practice will make everything brighter around you as the days go by. I know because it's happening with my life as well. So now let's read the first poem, the most ancient one, from 13th century Italy, which is the only one that will make sense read in my accent. From the Canticle of the Creatures by St. Francis of Assisi. Most High, all-powerful good Lord, yours are the praises, the glory, and the honor, and all blessing. To you alone, Most High, do they belong, and no human is worthy to mention your name. Praise be you, my Lord, with all your creatures, especially Sir Brother Sun, who is the day and through whom you give us light. And he is beautiful and radiant with great splendor, and bears likeness of you, Most High One. Praise be you, my Lord, through Sister Moon and the stars. In heaven you form them clear and precious and beautiful. Praise be you, my Lord, for Brother Wind, and for the air, cloudy and serene, and every kind of weather, through whom you give sustenance to your creatures. Praise be you, my Lord, for Sister Water, who is very useful and humble and precious and chaste. Praise be you, my Lord, for Brother Fire, through whom you light the night, and he is beautiful and playful and robust and strong. Praise be you, my Lord, for our Sister Mother Earth, who sustains and governs us, and who produces various fruits with colored flowers and herbs. Praise be you, my Lord, through those who give pardon for your love, and bear infirmity and tribulation. Blessed are those who endure in peace, for by you, Most High, shall they be crowned. Praise be you, my Lord, for our sister bodily death, from whom no one living can escape. Woe to those who die in mortal sin, and blessed are those whom death will find in your most holy will, for the second death shall do them no harm. Praise and bless my Lord, and give him thanks, and serve him with great humility. The second poem is Thanks in Old Age by Walt Whitman, written in 1855. Thanks in old age, thanks here I go, for health, the midday sun, the impalpable air, for life, mere life, for precious, ever-lingering memories. Of you, my mother dear, you, father, you, brothers, sisters, friends, for all my days, not those of peace alone, the days of war the same, for gentle words, caresses, gifts from foreign lands, for shelter, wine and meat, for sweet appreciation. You distant, dim unknown, or young or old, countless unspecified readers, beloved. We never met and never shall meet, and yet our souls embrace, long, close and long. For beings, groups, love, deeds, words, books, for colors, form, for all the brave strong men, devoted hearty men, who forward sprung in freedom's help, all years, all lands, for braver, stronger, more devoted men, a special laurel here ago, to life's war's chosen ones, the cannoneers of song and thought, the great artillerists, the foremost leaders, captains of the soul. As soldiers from an ended war returned, as traveller out of myriads, to the long procession, retrospective, thanks, joyful thanks, as soldiers, travellers, thanks. And the third poem is another poem of the gifts by Jorge Luis Borges, written in 1943. I want to give thanks to the divine labyrinth of causes and effects, for the diversity of beings that form this singular universe, for reason that will never give up its dream of a map of the labyrinth, for Helen's face and the perseverance of Ulysses, for love, which lets us see others as God sees them, for the solid diamond and the flowing water, for algebra, a palace of exact crystals, for the mystic coins of Angelus Silesius, for Schopenhauer, who perhaps deciphered the universe, for the blazing of fire that no man can look at without an ancient wonder, for mahogany, cedar, and sandalwood, for bread and salt, for the mystery of the rose that spends all its color and cannot see it, for certain eves and days of 1955, for the hard riders who, on the plains, drive on the cattle, and the dawn, for mornings in Montevideo, for the art of friendship, for Socrates' last day, for the words spoken one twilight, from one cross to another, for that dream of Islam that embraced 1,000 nights and a night, for that other dream of hell, of the tower of cleansing fire and of the celestial spheres, for Swedenborg, who talked with the angels in London streets, for the secret and immemorial rivers that converge in me, for the language that centuries ago I spoke in Northumberland, for the sword and harp of the Saxons, for the sea, which is a shining desert and a secret code for things we do not know, and an epitaph for the Norsemen, for the world music of England, for the world music of Germany, for gold that shines in verses, for epic winter, for the title of a book I have not read, Gesta Dei per Francos, for Verlaine, innocent as the birds, for crystal prisms and bronze weights, for the tiger stripes, for the high towers of San Francisco and Manhattan Islands, for mornings in Texas, for that Sevillan who composed the moral epistle and whose name, as he would have wished, we do not know, for Seneca and Lucan, both of Cordova, who, before there was Spanish, had written all Spanish literature, for gallant, noble, geometric chess, for Zeno's tortoise and Royce's map, for the medicinal smell of eucalyptus trees, for speech, which can be taken for wisdom, for forgetfulness, which annuls or modifies the past, for habits, which repeat us and confirm us in our image like a mirror, for morning that gives us the illusion of a new beginning, for night, its darkness and its astronomy, for the bravery and happiness of others, for my country, sensed in jasmine flowers or in an old sword, for Whitman and Francis of Assisi, who already wrote this poem, for the fact that the poem is inexhaustible and becomes one with the sum of all created things and will never reach its last verse and varies according to its writers, for Francis Aslam, who begged their children's pardon for dying so slowly, for the minutes that precede sleep, for sleep and death, those two hidden treasures, for the intimate gifts I do not mention, for music, that mysterious form of time. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you.